tukwaniriza nnyo ali ku smart biz take a data all about each one tag one life one way you better live it and love it. We are Ugandans nga bulijjo tuyasazeeko amanya ne dobozi siri mulala MCG yegegange Vibes King Ghetto corporate to the world okulemererwa nnyo n'okusemba nkopa ndine kabaka kiface the professor himself for kiface analysis taking rounds and thriving through issues that are transpiring in our country is our legal tender that we do we are obligated to render. Nsanyusa okulaba ogamba otya baba?
Bunange nsanyusa okusanga.
Yes sebo.
Amanya bampita kiface muzukulu wa Tefero Mondo. Professor ate era nga president w'abamulekwa.
President w'abamulekwa.
Wembiraba gwesibo bireki. Wempavyo kunenkunyiza ndaba yange. Gwe binange netansanyusa ndabayo. Wabiraba bulala so.
Yes sebo.
Amanya gego kiface.
Kiface olulako olwale banaye kiva kukiva okutandikirawo kina ekintu ekinzijeeko kiva kuki omuntu wo yennyini oyo wagamba omuntu wona nakulwana abababiloni omuntu nakulwana naye nga teyandibadde ye ate it is a general thing in life.
Babayo mbulamu olaba tuba tukula tuba ne bakyali baffe bangi nnyo ddala kati ewaka kyali gwokola naye homi kizibu nnyo abaalaba muli ku pesi yemu kati buli muntu eyakulabako ng'ositwagolinga buli lwakulaba ng'oelevatinga aba alina okukulwana lwa nsonga ye ayagala mubeere ku levo yemu kiva mu kiggwe kyoyagala kwezimba kubeera abantu ebiseera ebisinga twagala okufuka ekintu ekyenjawulo ku kyabalala kye bamanyi naye abantu betukula nabo betuwangala nabo baba alaba atego omuyisizaawo eggaali okitegeera so kituuka nga ye ayagala balina self inner competition naawe ate gwe gyotaliimu nabo kyova olaba nti kyali ogenda olengera bw'ogula ejjiini empya ng'agula jjiini empya bw'ogula essaati empya ng'agula egundi kati yagala kulaba nti tosobola kubanga ompitako tulina bba ku levo y'emu naye ekituusa abantu kiba mu ndaba yaabwe y'ebintu nga mbulamu nti nze nakula nina plan gyendaga nina strategy gyendaga gwoba nekisoba tonekise ngenda yitawo sigwakuta oluggi toli gabrieri yogenda kukwata oluggi lw'eggulu gambe bano tebagenda mu ggulu bano bagenda mu geyeena no eyatonda yamanyi gyengenda okukoma ne gyengenda okufiira so abababiloni babangayo tolina kyabakolera gye bali naye kasita obanga olina omubabiloni manya otandise okukula awo kyokola kituufu
oba olina kwongera mu bwongezi masanyalaze
nyenya mu ttanka kati osobola kunzikiza emba nkutidde olaba ekika kyanvaako yala bagamba balina omulambo gwange nabagamba bebali nkuba mulinde mulambo afudde akitiidde bamuziika afudde ekirwadde bamuziika
afudde amasasi
nogogera kango nga lwaki gobagankuba mba nakola ki ekyo kyakunyiza nnyo okunkuba naye kikyogere ye lwaki nabo bakuba abantu b'amasasi omuntu muyite omugaya mwana nzijayolo mulonzi jayolo ate omwene kasente kujjeyolo tokuba muntu manda si kirungi baye tulina okugamba abantu obusungu bwammwe mubufuge abantu abasinga bafunye obuzibu mulimu guno gwe tukola lwansonga ayogera komenti omuntu n'agipasivinga bubi abatakuvumye oluusi abatakuvumye batakuvodde naye oluusi ye yendaba ye kati naawe notegeera nti maybe yendaba ye naye temunyiga genda kutulisa abaana b'abaana
omusajja twali ku gundi by the way okumugenzi owa Cecilia Ogwala omukule oba is a bishop from Nigeria, I'm forgetting the name, yavayo n'agamba balamunga omuntu katonda yakola ebintu bulala. That is how he perceived he conceptualized the idea nti omuntu golidde amanda na watuuka mu ggulu nga gwe wali amanda alina okukugulira oba mugeye nawe ogenda nga alina okukugulira akwanirize kakati awo oba ogenda kukolawo otya
olaba obuzibu bwetusanga mu bulamu abantu kyetukola tebakitegeera ate nabo bebakola tebabitegeera. The fact that you're so incompetent shouldn't satisfy that I deserve death because I've expressed or exposed your incompetencies. In fact, I'm more of a great friend to you than a great enemy you see me to be to you. A true friend will tell you where your weaknesses are for you so that you change and upgrade. But fake friends will always hype you to a level you can't even compete you yourself, and internally you feel it that I can't compete, I'm incompetent for this. So a true friend is somebody who tells you the fact. The truth sometimes doesn't require motivation. You don't need to be motivated to come and tell you the truth. No. The truth is always spoken the way it is. It is the truth. Nti sitani taliyo.
Gega mazima.
So, bw'olaba ekintu ekyo ojja kwetegereza nti twetaagamu ekintu ekiri kye bayita nurturing. Nurturing, how do we bring you up to live with society? Society erina ebintu bingi nnyo. Nze nakulanga maama wange awagira kibiina kirala ekyebyobufuzi ne taata wange awagira kibiina kyabulala ekyebyobufuzi. Nange nakula kati ate nempagira kibiina kirala ekyebyobufuzi. Kitegedde
erimu ebintu bisatu.
Buli omu ali bibye, naye politics is far more beyond what family is. Era ngo bawulira twabakubye twabalidde twabawangudde ne kwoli bawangudde agenda layira tajja layira ngobye biri ewaka ate abantu nabasinga babyetemeramu. Ne muzeeyi yakitegeererangawo ate kyewunyiza muzeeyi yali weena ate muzeeyi maama weefudisi. So kati okutuuka n'okula kati ate nze ngenda okulengera ng'ate nze ndi wa Kabaka yekka. Tukomawo 2026 olowooza twaggwayo ne baba Kabaka tagenda kukiika nze nja kusaba kaadi kijire ku Kabaka yekka.
Obululu togenda kukuguma wano
obumala ate numala abalala bamanyi genda kwesimba wano.
Tuliza kiface Kabaka Professor amanya n'eddoboozi mba MC Kiye for this deputy tubale tutandika mu butandi. See, it was just a by the way that whole conversation. So olunaku olwaleero today it's when on a Liberation Day we basooka okulabika nti we peaceful send off the late Cecilia Ogwal, honorable, a woman of substance. She has lived a life in a impactful way. She has built her nation. She has taken care of the girl child. At one time she was a Miss Uganda. So wotunulira the journey of Cecilia Ogwal, you will look at a woman who has really been a pillar in this nation. Let's give us your own take of the journey of the late Honorable Cecilia Ogwal.
Twalikabye ng'ensi yonna. In fact tulina kaa kuba generation yabaddemu abantu abategeera etandise okuggwaawo. Bwe ntunuulira omugenzi Cecilia Ogwal n'otunuulira ne byabadde, the virtues, the behavior, the character, the norms ne character y'omuntu nga gyali, personality, it is a rare kind of breed to find today. Omuntu ali in a position of power but with little selfish interests, very rare to find. Kati tulimbi savage, tulimba savage beyagaliza bokabo katafaayo bensa agenda gireka atya ye kasitaba nga ye uwe balya ne banywa mwabasigadde temugenda
paka kuwulira
mwabamanyi. She was a Pan-African nationalist. You can't take that away from her. Chibu bibiri, Africa needs to do this. We need to do this as a country. We need to do this. This is what we need for the Ogulanti. Much as she's in power, but she minds so much about the rest, which is not a virtue possessed by most of the leaders we have today. They are so self-centered around themselves. And too bad, such people cannot even give birth to people of the same kind. Our children are much more less than what we really are. You get it? Osanga chana choyinza sakyagala baddange kama kibikiga sagala chana kisiru. In most cases, our children born of great people are not great children. The world perceives our parents in a different dimension than we do perceive our parents to be. Kyobola wulira nga boogera ku taata ngulengera muntu mulala nnyo ate gwe kugwe wali olaba. So we don't get to learn the right way our parents would have taught us. Or we see what our parents are trying to teach us as being hostile to us. Yet they are trying to give us a piece of who they are so that we can duplicate it long after they are gone. Twagadde nnyo pampalinga abaana okuba what made us to be what we are, to be the best kind of life, the soft touch of life. Yet life in reality is so hard. Omwana omuhidinga reality nti kyagala mwana nge strugglinga nze na strugglinga nnyo. The reason being it is the fact that that struggle is what made you to be a strong woman or a strong man you are today. Then you're denying that struggle to your children. So in the end the world will praise you, but the world will underlook your children and your great grandchildren.
Kiface, don't only about planned kids. Do you want to tell me you want your kids as well to suffer?
Let's see the planned kids of 2024 and the planned kids of 2044. We will tell the difference. Just give it 20 years. Hey, mama, money, So, sigambye nti abaana bwe tebabakuza bulungi. Naye ebiseera ebisinga, the true struggle that turned these people into what we see is also hidden from their own children. And that is the wrong thing I hate. I hate it. It is wrong nurturing of a child. If you can't duplicate yourself into your offspring, then your legacy is going to die just as quick as your life has gone. We've lost a Pan-African, we've lost a patriot, we've lost an intellectual, we've lost a great woman who could stand firm and tell you, no, this is no. Yes, let's go do this, you do. You're supposed to be there, don't be there, you're supposed to be there. Somebody who was straight on point.
There is one story I want to tell you about the speech of his son. Yagenda, ngomwana buli wamugulira engatto. The mother used to buy the shoe for this boy. But whenever this guy used to go to school and play kickstones, ngazanya mayinja, nakomawo engatto nga zonone. So you know, to every kid. Mama n'agamba, neka kati ngenda kukolera ki? N'amutwala mu bbata. Namugulira ez'abakazi, ez'abawala. This guy went back to school. Buli omu nga amutunuulira yagamba engatto eyo naye teyagisamba, teyayonooneka, yamutreatinga. So she had solutions of not beating kids, but good punishment.
It is what we call intellectualism of solving problems. You don't need to shoot somebody because you have a difference in ideology. It doesn't call for that. Talk to people differently. You can use another approach and you find you've solved a big problem amicably. You get it? But people take critique as a life-threatening statement. These are ideological critiques. Just come out and challenge me mentally. Nango criticizing it psychologically, nanga ankubye wano. You get it?
Yes.
Abantu abasinga balina obusungu obwettumbize bungi nti amanyi buli kimu kyakunyiga. Naye kati oli ajja nnyiga wano akukyusize wano gwomenyekere wali. Because I know bwenkwata wano kigwira wali. But people don't understand how life works. Then nawulidde nti omwana yagenda okusika.
Era bwe kiri. Bwe kirina okuba.
Guys, aliddeko ekimala omanya amazima gaba mazima. The truth doesn't need you to be motivated. You don't need motivation to speak the truth. Enough is enough. It is now another time for another family to eat. Yeah, we are sorry she died, yes, and we are hurt. We are heartbroken. We know what nobody wishes that for them. But we are setting up a precedent that it's going to mess up this entire country in the future. People will become so much self-entitled to what their parents have been taking up as positions. Ngomona minister akuga minister wange yafudde taata njagala minister bagimpe. Ate baba balina president. Owagindi yafa omwana naddawo. Onaja nafa omwana naddawo. Minister ogola nafa omwana naddawo. Owagindi yafa omwana naddawo.
Monarch.
Tugenda tukanga buli omu alina enfa yeyiye. So we need to put life in check. Give it to another family. Let's see what else they can do. Yeah, by the way, it saves us from a lot of political drama in the future. It is saving us from a lot of political drama. If you're not seeing it now, you will see it later that it was a wrong move. Kabaka wedding.
Great. Okay, today is Liberation Day. The whole but liberating olunaku olwaleero.
Mubani be bali bali. Oli kololo. Ogeze jinja. Mama toli jinja toli liberated.
What do we recall on the Liberation Day and what it means well today?
There is no liberation without liberalism.
Anji.
There is no liberation without liberalism. What is
examine it?
You need to understand liberation, the struggle for power to bring change. So, the struggle is what you do during the liberation process to bring the change, which is the liberalism. You cannot fight to oppress people.
Kiface.
The truth doesn't need motivation. You cannot struggle to oppress. So, true liberation should bring about liberalism. What is liberalism? The freedom of speech, the freedom of expression, the freedom of like whatever. Somebody will feel that that liberation brought me this peace. Peace. We have peace. Just because the country doesn't have conflict or political wars doesn't necessarily mean it is peaceful. Absence of war doesn't constitute absolute peace. People are conflicting internally. They are not at peace. If the situations around can torture me mentally, psychologically, physically, emotionally, minus me even being dead of a bullet or of a stray bullet, but I can die of something that has tortured me mentally, there is no peace.
And you sleep, eat, and liberation,
true liberation goes beyond issues of sleep and eating, because they were struggling without eating. So were they satisfied because now they are eating more? No, not yet. We should need to check for the backbone of the liberation struggle to see how far have we come, because it might have been still under a liberation process. That's why they are not saying we are liberated. It is liberation day. Liberation is a process. So there are still some scandals in the process. Chobati bagamba we are liberated, no? Era bali bagamba Uganda is liberated nti ebizibu byonna byaggwa. We kyali process. But I must struggle. So the war that started in 1980 is still going on. Much as there is polarization. Look, there is a book called Conflict and Conflict Resolutions by Oliver Rombostham. Yannyonnyola the pyramid of conflicts and in our political societies. Contradictions, zivaako civil wars, zivaako war, conflicts, then polarization, mediation, and then ceasefire or end of war. In most of our African neighbors are facing issues because of false liberation struggles. Question is the South Sudan issue. From John Garang, Salva Kiir, then after John Garang died, Salva Kiir take on the struggle, they were liberated, they got independence, then the struggle comes in with the Yek Machar objecting what the fact was, VC, Simanya Jagaraba vice president, in a military. So the power struggle continues. Today liberation means there is no power struggle. But if people are still having the urge to fight or struggle to get power, the liberation process didn't end. The truth doesn't need motivation.
Fighting to get power, it means that there is no liberation? Because in every country there is opposition that is eyeing the seat.
Because if people are eyeing and are using what your weaknesses against you, that means what you fought for in the first place, you failed to achieve it in the long run. We should be free to speak the way we want. We should be free to do things the way we want. We should feel free. But everybody is like they are enemies to everyone. You get it? You lose the sense of freedom. Because you don't know what I'm going to say, where am I going to land. You find the Kakwenza's kind of stuff, posting on Twitter, that you find a lot of things that are not worth called for us to celebrate. The liberation struggle calls for health in our health institutions. That much as people are not part of the fighting areas, but those who were liberated, they can get the services they do want equally. That we get the best right education that teaches us to think, not to cram.
So, are you crammers?
Well, never teach everything about cramming. What do you expect? The headmasters alone. Education. This 7 years,
This 7.
You're one hour good iPhone 15.
Oh, one have an iPhone 15. You go about iPhone 15. I don't know. I did get the name, but
index number. Was the success card of an iPhone 15 worth the results they have got? It should teach so much that parents, they need even to look so much detail into that. You get it? Don't be overhyped.